Welcome to Cock Dice. I'm Charlie and I am long overdue for an update on my Sisters progress. So here is the balance between 500 and 750 points of Sisters minus Thaddeus the Purifier because I forgot that I painted him. The plan is to get a little bit more shooting and maybe a little bit more mobility and some playstyle variety into my Sisters because they felt like a bit of a gun line when we played the first 500 point game. So let's have a look and see if it's going to work. First edition is more stand and shoot, some heavy bolter retributors just to put down some more shots on squishier horde type things running towards me with acid maws and loads of claws. I painted the armor the same way as I have done with the rest of my Sisters. These ladies are gonna hold the line at the back really and pepper as much as they can with shots and see if we can't shave a few Gene Stealers and friends down to size. So next up, an Imagifier just to stand between the retributor squads, probably screened by some Sisters to dish out some aura of the stoic and try and keep them alive a little bit longer. Really enjoyed painting this model. I really like the hood on the sculpt. I went with some colder bluey steel colours across the icon just to make it stand out a little bit when it stood in that great big sea of red. Now the cherub I didn't initially feel like I needed, but who doesn't want to paint a tiny blue baby with red wings and a skull for a head? I thought it was quite a nice thing just to make it stand out and look a little bit different, but the wings I airbrushed with corn red, the same as everything else, and then I dry brushed those up after a non-oil shade just to keep them sort of dark and gritty, but give them some texture and tie it into the rest of the army with the metal colours. To get that mobility and a slightly different playstyle into the army, I thought I'd go with a mini flagellant bomb. So we've got some Arco Flagellants there who'd normally be backed up by Thaddeus the Purifier, but I forgot that I painted him recently. They're gonna hopefully wash up the battlefield and do their splurge all the attacks everywhere trick. I feel like they're probably going to be a one-trick pony that then get wiped out as soon as they've hit their mark, if they actually get there. But it's nice to have that distraction away from the main gun line and have something happening somewhere else on the playing field. And then we've got the Rhino that's going to bust those flagellants up the field to their doom. I quite enjoyed painting this actually, despite the fact that I've never painted a vehicle before. In all the time that I've been playing 40k, I've managed to avoid it like the plague. I don't particularly know why, I just don't like tanks. I quite like painting people, they're a little bit more interesting. But with all of the Sisters' knickknacks all over, it was quite good fun to paint. I did most of it in an afternoon, which I was pleasantly surprised by, but it's a straight up airbrush wash and then highlighting, keep the highlights to a kind of minimum on the hard edges and the corners just to give it that lit from above look. So that's it. Hopefully I have plugged some of the holes that I felt I had in the 500 point force and maybe introduced a little bit more interest and mobility into the game so it's not just a big gun line stood still and hoping for the best. Eventually I'll get to play them against Ian's Tyranids and we should find out. I hope you stay interested and like, follow, ask a question, tell me I've made the wrong choices. But for the meantime, ta-ta!